Welcome back now to securing our border and keeping us safe. That's what it's all about, right? And what a difference a true leader makes, right? President Trump finally giving us the most secure border in history. And that's not the president saying it, folks. Those are actual, you cannot deny them. They're in black and white, they're stats, they go back decades, and it proves it. We now have another record low in the amount of arrests in July because nobody's coming now. They're scared to come because they know what will happen. Follow the freaking process. Apply in your home country, wait for approval, then come in legally. 0 illegal alien admissions for 3 straight months, folks. Last month, Border Patrol agents arrested approximately, I should say only, because if you look at JoJo's numbers for 4 years, these are low as hell. Approximately 4,600 foreign invaders who tried to cross our southwest border illegally between ports of entry. That's down 24% from June and a whopping 92% from last June when you know who was in charge. For the 3rd consecutive month, no illegals apprehended were ever admitted into the U.S. A huge stark contrast from feckless JoJo and Kamala's, because don't forget she was border czar, catch and release policy, where 50 to 70% of all the ones they would encounter, and don't forget, their numbers were 100-fold compared to what we're seeing now, they'd release 50 to 70% of them into our country, folks. In Houston, ICE agents rounded up and arrested 356 criminal illegal alien gangbangers during the first 6 months of President Trump's administration. Collectively, they were convicted of, and this will make you sick, over 1,680 some criminal offenses. And you know what some of them were? Murderers, child abuse, theft, arson. The list keeps going on. One individual, this is insane, had entered our nation 40 times illegally. How on God's green earth does that even happen? ICE is also informing lawmakers in Colorado that it plans to open a new detention facility near Denver, taking advantage of recent congressional appropriations that allocated $45 billion for ICE to expand detention centers. The former private prison was one of 6 sites submitted in a proposal to ICE earlier this year. The facility has a bed capacity of 1,250. It was closed back in 2014 after previously housing Alaska state prisoners. It's scheduled to reopen by the end of this year. On Tuesday of this week, Mexico extradited 26 suspected high-ranking cartel members to the U.S. in response to pressure from the Trump administration to address drug trafficking and organized crime. Charges against these scumbags: drug trafficking, kidnapping, murder, human smuggling, money laundering, and the list goes on and on. My good friend and the pit bull, border czar Tom Homan, is actually praising Mexican leadership for cooperating, but still emphasizing they need to shut down the cartels now.
The criminal cartels in Mexico have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. So this is one of the steps President Trump's taking. The Biden administration could have asked for cartel members to be extradited to this country, but they didn't. They had an open border. Multiple pounds of fentanyl came across the open border and killed 250,000 Americans. President Trump has committed to American people to make this country safe again. He's going to save lives. He's going to shut down the cartels and wipe them off the face of the earth, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Man, that is exactly what he's doing. And I don't care how many times the lamestream media or Democrats want to go on television and lie about this president and this administration, the numbers prove it. What do they always say? The proof is in the pudding. Joining us now to discuss those latest numbers of success, thanks to the Trump administration, he's a senior advisor over at U.S. Customs and Border Protection and a friend of the program, Ron Vitiello, back on the show. Ron, so nice to see you, brother. How you been?
Great, Dan. It's good to be with you. And that pudding tastes like winning. These are the results of a president that has a pulse and a real border czar helping protect the country. So it's amazing. As you said, the numbers speak for themselves. You know, it's a busy day in the Border Patrol now across the southwest border when they catch more than 150 people in 24 hours. That would have been a couple of minutes during the Biden administration as it relates to apprehensions. And it's an important number to recognize that, as you said, no releases into the United States of people who entered the country illegally. and are trying to game the asylum system. So the nonsense at the southwest border is over. There is still a lot of work to do, and then obviously we're contributing to the interior operations that ICE is conducting on a grand scale. But man, the country, the border, all of us are safer because of the leadership of Donald Trump, Kristi, Noem, and folks like Tom Homan.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. There were days that there would be, 12, 15, 16, 20,000 come through. Months there was 230,000 coming through. So you're saying 150 in a 24-hour period instead of 20,000. I mean, folks, think about that. And then nobody caught and released because you're doing it illegally.